Hey everyone, my name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I am representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
Today, the world lost one of those rare people who seemed almost impossible to lose. Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80, and even though we all know that life will eventually come to an end, some losses hit differently because certain people become such a huge part of our lives without ever actually knowing us personally. Dolly was one of those people. For generations, her voice, her songs, her personality, her humor, her faith, her incredible generosity became a part of the soundtrack to people's lives. From Jolene and I Will Always Love You to 9 to 5 and Coat of Many Colors, Dolly didn't simply make music. She told stories that people could see themselves in. Her career lasted for decades. She sold more than 100 million records, earned numerous major awards, and became one of the most recognizable figures in the country music and entertainment. But when we talk about Dolly Parton today, I don't think we should only talk about the awards, the records, the movies, or the fame. I think we should talk about the person behind all of it. Dolly came from an extremely humble beginning in rural Tennessee, growing up in a large family with very little money. She could have allowed that difficult beginning to define her, but instead she turned those experiences into songs, stories, compassion, and eventually an extraordinary life. That's something I think all of us can take something from. Your circumstances don't have to determine your destination. Your past doesn't have to decide your future. Sometimes the very things you've been through can become the things that allow you to connect with someone else who's struggling. Dolly also understood something that a lot of people who become famous eventually forget. Success means more when you use it to help other people. Her generosity became almost as famous as her music. Through initiatives like Imagination Library, she helped put books in the hands of children, and she supported the causes ranging from education to medical research. She also created Dollywood, turning the place she came from into something that would provide opportunities and bring happiness to millions of people. She didn't just build a career, she built a legacy. And that's the part of this story that really makes me stop and think. One day, every single one of us is going to leave this world. None of us knows exactly when that day will come. We spend so much of our lives worrying about money, numbers, followers, views, possessions, popularity, and what other people think about us. But when somebody passes away, those things suddenly don't seem quite as important. What matters is the people you loved, the people you helped, the moments you created, the encouragement you gave someone when they needed it, the lives you've touched when you didn't even realize you were making a difference. For me, that's why Dolly Parton's story goes far beyond country music. It's a story about perseverance. It's a story about staying true to yourself. It's a story about remembering where you came from, even after you have achieved things you once could only dream about. And it's a story about using whatever gifts you've been given to make someone else's life a little brighter. Dolly could have simply become another superstar with a long list of accomplishments, but she chose to make kindness and giving part of her identity. There's also something incredibly powerful about the fact that Dolly's music will continue long after today. A person can leave this earth, but their words can keep speaking. Their songs can keep playing. Their stories can keep inspiring people who weren't even born when those songs were first released. Somewhere, years from now, a young person who has never met Dolly Parton will hear "I Will Always Love You" or "Jolene" for the first time and feel something. They'll discover her story. They'll learn where she came from. They'll see what she accomplished. And in that moment, her legacy is still alive. So today isn't about saying goodbye to Dolly Parton. It's about saying thank you. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the laughter. Thank you for the stories. Thank you for showing generations of people that you don't have to forget where you came from in order to be successful. And thank you for proving that you can become incredibly successful without losing your heart along the way. Dolly Parton leaves behind a legacy that is much bigger than a record collection. She leaves behind music, memories, opportunities, books in children's hands, dreams in people's hearts, and countless people who were made to feel a little bit better because she existed. Maybe that's the greatest lesson of all. When our time eventually comes, the goal shouldn't be simply to have lived a long life. The goal should be to have lived a life that mattered. Rest in peace, Dolly. Your chapter may have ended, but your story you wrote for the rest of us is nowhere near finished. God bless.